My background is I was brought up in care for 17 years, so for the first kind of 11 years of my life I was brought up with my granddad in kingship care, and then following that I went to foster care. My granddad passed away. My journey kind of started in college. I'd done an HNC in social care to start off with, but I got about halfway through the course, and at that time my girlfriend was pregnant, so she went into hospital for 3 months and I had to drop out. So I took my backup plan, which was also college, but it gave me the opportunity to do a direct entry straight into university. So I'd done 1 year of HNC social science, which was successful for a change, and then straight into second year. I think what kept me going most through that entire process of like dropping out and my son being born and stuff was probably my son being born as well, because I really did see university as like an opportunity to better myself, and obviously college at the same time as well, because I'd only really intended on doing an HNC. So yeah, as soon as my son was born, I kind of changed my whole outlook and perspective, and I thought, yeah, now's the time. I should definitely get a degree now before they grow up and stuff, because I'd quite like my kids to go to university as well and kind of break a cycle. I just kind of seen it as an opportunity. I never really engaged with education when I was young. Obviously because I was in care, it was quite difficult through moving house a lot and all that kind of stuff. And I went to 4 different high schools when I was younger as well. So yeah, I kind of seen that as like a bit of a missed opportunity, and it was a step that I'd never really fully completed. So I felt that going back into further and higher education was kind of me taking that back up as a kind of something that I should really challenge myself and do. I seen that as quite a big focus of improving myself. So. My perception of university when I was younger was this kind of big scary ivory tower that none of us commoners get to go to. But yeah, I felt that once I'd started college and I'd started kind of doing some exams and some assessments and getting quite what I feel is good grades back based on like my expectations. So when I started, I felt that it was definitely achievable. It was still like quite a big step, but it was definitely within reach. Right before I was coming to university, and before I was applying to college as well, actually, there was kind of a bit of a process that I doubted myself quite a lot because of my age and because I wasn't just leaving high school and that kind of stuff. I think that the way that they taught things in college kind of changed my perception, and the makeup of my class as well in college, because it was all people who were intending to go to university as direct entrants through the associate degrees. So I think there was a few times where we were told like the different ways that we write and stuff like that, like our academic skills. Like there was always loads and loads and loads of workshops on academic skills and what it means to be a university student. And then obviously because it was an associate degree as well, we got invited into the university to come and do skills sessions up here and kind of inductions to the library and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think a lot of it was mainly down to the teaching and the people that we had, because they'd used a lot of their own experience of university and working inside the kind of higher education sector to kind of give us a better view of what it was. And also like we did get lectures from university staff and lecturers from here that would be teaching us in 2nd, 3rd and 4th year while we were still students there. So. Coming straight into 2nd year was a bit of a shock. I feel like we were more prepared than some of the first years for the step to 2nd year, purely because we'd done the graded unit and the additional pressure of studying for a massive exam. I think I had a lot of patience, and I think that was really quite important coming into 2nd year as a direct entrant, just purely because the language and stuff was different, and it was always going to take a few weeks to kind of settle in and stuff, and I think patience was probably the biggest part of that when classes were still moving around and you weren't quite sure where you were going, and it was a new building and stuff as well. Especially because after the direct entrant induction week, you're just seen as a normal student. There's no like kind of specific treatment for you. You've not got like a big label on your head that says direct entrant, someone show me where to go, I've never been here before type of thing. both me and my partner are full-time students, and we've got 2 kids that are in primary school and nursery school. So the support and stuff from the uni, I've already been told that like I can have extra time and I can get extensions and all that kind of stuff, and that's fine. And there's been times where my kids have been not well and I've had to take a couple of days off. I get funding to pay for my 2 kids to go into nursery full-time for my son, and breakfast club and after school club for my daughter, just so we've got a kind of Monday to Friday cover. But yeah, the way that kind of worked was, I think it was like my second day I applied for it as soon as I came in, and it was a really kind of easy process and stuff. And it gets paid in blocks as well, which was quite surprising to me, but they paid for a full semester all at once, which covered all of my childcare funding as well, so I didn't have to worry about anything for the full summer. There's always juggling priorities and stuff, and I juggle a lot more than just being a dad and being a student as well. There's like being a worker and stuff, and having a job and doing volunteer work, and kind of when do you fit in writing big essays and that kind of thing. But yeah, I think you just kind of take it in your stride and you get used to it after a while, and you tend to put the kids to bed into a couple of hours or just come in at the weekends. Connections with people on my course, we kind of done that as direct entrants more through like the academic aspect. There was a group of us that came from the college like as associate entrance students that kind of all stuck together to start with. But following that, some of the different assessment processes that were attached to the modules, we were kind of in group work and that kind of thing. So I think we connected on a more personal level through the academic stuff rather than through like the usual conventional ways of like Freshers Week or anything like that. I do volunteer work for a children's theatre company, and I have done for the last few years, where I organise building shows and the runner of the show when we're in production and stuff like that. So we do like the Edinburgh Festival and a show in the Easter holidays and that kind of stuff, but it's all kids that are 10 to 18. I'd recommend everyone to take up volunteer work, just to really, I think it gives you a bit more of an idea of what you want to do and who you really are, I kind of think. I think I've changed a lot directly because of my volunteer work. So I'm currently an intern in the outreach and community engagement team here at the uni. So yeah, I get to meet lots of people and do lots of fun things and lots of youth work and stuff, run all the summer schools over the summer and things as well, and meet loads of folk. So that's kind of my thing, like I kind of like meeting people. The main benefits, I think, is it kind of gives me a large chunk of serious professional work that's really related to my degree and stuff as well. So I'm going to have quite a good reference at the end of my degree as well, that should hopefully put me a bit of a step ahead of other candidates. There's going to be hundreds of people, or thousands of people in Scotland that all graduate next year, and I'm going to have to go into competition with every single one of them. So if only a tenth of them have got an internship, then that knocks off quite a big chunk for me to battle with. I've learned loads about myself, I think. I think I've learned more about myself than what I've learned about sociology, to be honest. I think you realise what kind of person you are and the best way that you learn things. I think that's quite a big step in uni. You learn how the best way to fit as much information in your head as possible, like in the shortest space of time, preparing for exams and stuff. So you really can understand a lot more about yourself as like your preferences to learning, and your preferences to working with other people as well. You kind of suss yourself out and where you sit in that kind of hierarchy of a group work scenario and where your kind of strengths are best suited. It's really difficult to explain how you manage uni. I think you kind of just do. You think a little bit about the future and a little bit about the past, and then you then see yourself as, I'm somewhere on that journey. I want to eventually be there. So you kind of just need to take the punches and keep going with it and see where you end up. Really, there's no massive certainties about what you're going to do or where you're going to end up. At this moment in time, I've got an idea of where I want to be, and this is what I need to do to get there. So you just you keep rolling with it and keep getting through and keep putting in the effort and trying, and trying and trying and trying and trying. The piece of advice that I probably would have wanted before I started uni as a direct entrant would be just say yes to everything. If there's an optional thing on that is maybe going to teach you a bit more about your course or a bit more about the campus, or you're going to find out whatever, even if it's like totally irrelevant and it's just another way for you to engage with the uni, I'd just say yes to it.